Have you ever felt like your body is working against you? You're battling with irregular, heavy periods. There's the unexplained weight gain. You're fatigued at some times, but thinking that this is somewhat normal. Let's unmask PCOS together and learn how to take control of our health. Up to 10% of women of reproductive age battle with polycystic ovary syndrome, also known as PCOS. It's a common hormonal disorder. It's not just about having ovarian cysts. It's a complex condition that affects other systems in our body, but with the right approach, it's manageable. While PCOS is a common disorder, millions of women have PCOS and do not even know. This is not just about a bad period, a heavy period, irregular period. There are other symptoms such as acne. One of my major issues I had was this unexplained weight gain. Just be gaining pounds left, right, and center. I couldn't understand what it is that I was doing. Another one of my symptoms that I had that he thought was linked to PCOS was my sleep issues. I have no problem falling asleep, but I struggle to stay asleep. It's diagnosed with several steps. My doctor looked at my menstrual cycle history. I do have a log of when my period occurs. You may see that there are 10-day cycle, 16-day cycle, 18-day cycle, 49-day cycle, 20-something day cycle, and period lasted for 1 to 29 days, during this. So he looked at my menstrual history. He performed physical exams. He ordered blood tests to measure my hormone levels, and I was referred to do a pelvic and abdominal ultrasound to see what is on my ovaries. In addition to the irregular cycles that I had, I also had elevated hormone levels, androgen levels, and I also had multiple cysts and large follicles on my ovary. Another physical test that he did was to measure my BMI. He looked for extra hair around my chest, my back, my chin had it. I did have skin discoloration. When he tested to see how my thyroid gland was performing, there were no issues at that time. I also did multiple pelvic exams to determine if I had an enlarged or swollen ovary, which was also confirmed by the ultrasounds that I did. Since PCOS is primarily a hormonal issue, he assessed my insulin levels, androgen levels, and progesterone levels. And my test originally showed imbalance in all these hormones. Yes, there are medical treatments available for managing PCOS. There's metformin, there's a hormonal birth control, you have anti-androgen medication. There are also surgical procedures that uses heat or laser to destroy some of the. I also had to deal with irregular and heavy periods because of fibroids. So I needed to implement some serious lifestyle changes. We'll talk about some of these. Included exercise, walking, at least 60 minutes of exercise per day, deep breathing, yoga, strength training, at least 60 minutes of good exercise per day was what I did. But I think the key for me for managing my PCOS and managing my hormonal imbalances was nutritional change. I started by removing sugar. My teas were unsweetened. I drank water with a lemon, any kind of herbal teas, unsweetened. I didn't even try to put honey in it. I just had all teas unsweetened. I had a lot of veggies, cooked veggies, raw. Only eat chicken and seafood, but I had to cut back on a lot of the chicken. When I do eat chicken now, they are local grown, and I tend to eat the breast part of it most times. I'd have a meal, say, of chicken and steamed cabbage with, say, steamed green beans, or I'd have whatever protein I wanted with maybe 2 boiled eggs for breakfast. If I had a snack, it would be probably another boiled egg. For a while, I eliminated all carbs. There are times when I give in and I'll have that sweet potato. I may have that half a potato with my salad and my meat. But I stuck primarily to fish, seafood, minimized the chicken that I had, and veggies. Sometimes dinner was breakfast, sometimes breakfast was dinner. I think one of the most under-discussed topic relating to menstrual health and PCOS is stress management. Let me tell you something. I worry about almost everything. But then when I realized that it was affecting my blood pressure, and my doctor recommended to implement stress management techniques to help control my PCOS, I started to make an effort at least 5, 6, 10 times per day to have 2 or 3 or 5 minutes of deep breathing. I did yoga, I did stretching, I went for walks where early in the morning I would just inhale nature, took deep breaths while I was doing that, and I made sure that things that I couldn't control, I wasn't going to worry about it. My last blood work showed that my estrogen levels and testosterone levels were within the acceptable range. The androgen is slightly elevated still, but the ultrasound showed that I don't have as many cysts as I had 8 months ago. Should? Mm-hmm. You realize that there are no cysts on the ovaries?
Remember that ovarian cysts will always come and go.
Come and go, okay.
They're not always there.
Okay.
Usually when you say that one has polycystic ovarian syndrome, she might go to the ultrasound and probably see the report and say it's normal study and decide to not follow up with the doctor any at all because she thinks that she is cured. Right, but they always come and go. So you can't watch that.
Okay. So
what? She didn't just reset it here.
Okay. The periods are still irregular. The periods are still heavy on some days, but I'm balancing the hormones. My biggest thing has been my nutrition, and I realize that PCOS will always be a part of my life, but it won't define me. I'm learning each day to manage my symptoms. I do get the hair growth under the chin still. I've looked into laser to have them removed, but for now I just pluck them when they show up. Continuing to eat meals that are primarily lean protein and veggies. My doctor considered placing me on inositol, but he wanted me to try to implement the lifestyle changes at first to balance the hormone levels. And when we repeated the blood work and saw that major improvements were made. He suggested to keep on doing what I'm doing. I know that no two of us have the same issues. There's some people with PCOS that have no periods. There's some people with PCOS that have difficulty with infertility. I know some of my friends with PCOS, they complain of the skin changes around their neck, their back, their underarms, their breast areas. They have excessive hair growth on their face, in their chest, their upper thighs. And so if you've noticed that you've had some of these symptoms, I encourage you to talk with your doctor, have your hormone levels checked, have your ultrasound to look at what is going on with your ovaries. With the right knowledge and tools, you can manage your PCOS symptoms. You can lead a healthy and balanced life. Don't let PCOS rule. Remember, there are millions of us that struggle with PCOS. With the right knowledge and tools, you can manage your PCOS symptoms. You can lead a healthy and balanced life. Don't let PCOS rule. And many of us have found a way to live a healthy life with PCOS. You're not alone on this journey. Let's support each other on our path to health and wellness.